physically in the server for this to get long down.
We're going to need to see a very different team, because even on an individual level, it was not a competition on him. Flash and Tess's hell side going for the fight to XANTARES. They're going to main split, but we got Julies everywhere. Double pistols, finding headshots. Look at that kill feed. The more the merrier. Nico joins the death count, and everyone where they love just doing these instant upper calls from spawn. eternalfire is very aggressive on T side, so nice little clean up.
All together. He's actually aggroed ramp after those AK started spamming. Maja has immediately called the bluff of Falcons. He's been in the head of Kicksan across this entire series. And an immediate backstab now means that rifle finds its way into the top side. Put to work, another kill from XANTARES. Maja triggers the backline flank, but it's all XANTARES. It's all XANTARES on this rifle. Only Tess is left, and he's chased down. eternalfire coming to that round.
They kind of forced their hand into this A hit.
Oh, they're going to try and get down the vent. They're going to try and link up with Nico. They managed to get down.
Do they?
But at quite the cost. They lose 3 players in doing so. That bomb made it. Magisk in the lower site now with Nico alongside him. A 2v5 required from Nico and Magisk.
Be monstrous. Yeah, this is nice. jottAAA backs up. Wait for the team, group up, and collapse upon Falcons. They need this round, eternalfire.
Scared about the vent drop, but they learn now that this is all clear, so this retake's going to start taking shape. These have got to be some very clean kills, and it doesn't come through. Nico 1v5, back turn, jottAAA will deal with both of those players in the post-plant. eternalfire with a clean round, 5 alive when all is said and done.
I don't know why. Look how early it is. There's only one guy in the door.
They don't have door, though.
woxic's done it again. Another 5v4. They keep losing these, though. Back up the vent for Wicadia.
That's
and he
insane.
Will repeat.
That is wild.
Magic's just discounted it like, oh, he's gone.
Falcons might be winning, but eternalfire are playing like this is a 10-0 scoreline right now. You're dead on. If it wasn't for Tess and Nico, both 3K opening into top site plays, this could be a very, very one-sided CT half, but there's the individual prowess of Falcons shining. Let's see if it's enough to dig them out of this 3-on-5, or if it's the mow-down. Wicadia and jottAAA decimate the top hit, fast top hit. It's on the cards, eternalfire. Run straight in. Those dual Berettas chew them up. It's bursting for woxic. But in the end, the bubble pops. And this top site hit does not pan out. It's left to Macho 1v3. You've seen him get these clutches close. But
crossing outside all the way to heaven, but Tessa should clear this. There it is, and Falcons find the pistol. They know they've got Nico in a box. They're not going to molly him. They want this kill.
Oh, and they're going to get it. XANTARES. There's the opener that sends them into the depths below, and that only gives Maja more room on this flank. If he goes too soon, he will give over the 4-on-4, and Falcons had already written this off. Missed shot from the AWP. Maja can't keep them boxed in.
Probably would have repositioned. And so instead of mollying him like last time where they let him go through his protocols, get back to B, call for a ramp rotation from that's Nico's comms. Yeah. Right now. Oh, don't do it again, Dexter. Oh my God. Well, Nico's left his impression.
Yeah, all serious.
And Magisk got a 3K from Hut last time, so good block, flash smoke, they're running in. This could get messy. jottAAA finds a double entry out of nowhere, but we still talk about Kicksan, who gets removed with ease. What on earth? Not a single defensive kill.
No, that is... Those 4 rounds are actually composed of just 2 rifle rounds, so this could still close up. eternalfire will not go down without a fight. Sure, but it was still top placings. It was still reaching semi-finals. This would be the worst kind of debut for Nico in a roster if they lose this series.
Yeah, want to get straight to LAN in their first couple of matches. Gonna have to earn it right now. eternalfire playing like they have nothing to lose. Ramp rush through the smoke and a full buy, and they trade out the first. Nico dropped to the door, forcing a save. I mean, we have a pistol on Kicksan.
He's smaller than they might appear for Falcons. eternalfire, finger to the pulse. Trying to get us all believing in Brute this round. That hero M4 put to work, opens up on a Maja. They've lost a lot of the util for this top site hit as a result, and now 4v4, they make their way in, they get past Tess, they manage to deal with him. There's still this Dexter AWP to worry about. 5-7 push out of Nico as he plays it through the smoke, and he will get locked out. Eternal Fire can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, they had all the info, but nothing they can do once they hit the top site. jottAAA has had a lot of impact on T-side entries here. Okay, shouldn't be enough. Don't give him another, though. Heaven position for XANTARES, and Dexter's given a second kill. Don't fight him.
He can't cross, so jottAA's won the round. jottAA knows fine. Just by not peeking, that's the way.
He swung main.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, he took the risk early, but it's paid off. Right. He can't cross out of spawn, he's going to go hunting for him.
Yeah, he's got
the shot, wants to get that AWP out of play. Dexter backing off. Really wants to hold on to this AWP.
He's dead.
Pistol pulled, and so that gets removed. This entire round is going to come down to the individuals. You don't have a lot of resources if you're Falcons, so every fight is so dependent on you finding success. Dexter falls early on. Tess says needed that trade, but XANTARES is not in a forgiving mood. He wants this comeback and he wants it now. Nico, they're moving past him. The nade destroys him. And these M4s have to be saved as they will be the only guns coming out for Falcons to deny overtime.
That was XANTARES on Toils of War. Nothing to save for Falcons. Say Eternal Fire. Magis is boxed in, he's a dead man, and Falcons only get one gun in the last round of regulation. Eternal Fire, what an incredible long out of this match.
Yeah. Really nade on the smoke, rather.
Oh,
XANTARES.
I think he missed the nade.
Yeah.
I mean, it landed behind him, so it's not doing damage, but didn't see it from Tess's POV.
That's
it didn't look
so
good.
awkward. And that's Tess's top performer, top fragger, the guy who's been able to multi-kill in so many a swing moment for Falcons, knocked out of the round first. And of course, it's XANTARES to find him on the other side.
Actually, in retrospect, I don't think it was a missed nade. I think it's meant to land behind him and open up his vision, but they're holding it anyway because of the deep smoke.
So Eternal Fire 5v4 on this route to overtime. Dexter levels the playing field. They've lost their captain. Maja has to call from beyond the grave. Nico deleted! XANTARES versus Nico, the head-to-head that keeps on giving. And it's all giving in favor of XANTARES. He continues this tear, 3 kills deep on his way to the overtime. It's all about XANTARES as the ace is laid up right ahead of him. There is no doubting XANTARES wants this one over in 2. 5 rounds straight to lock in OT as XANTARES puts up 4 to take Eternal Fire into extra time.
Yeah,
there is no question XANTARES has had so much impact. Once more, there's aggression out in the yard. It's a gap that keeps being available for Falcons, so why not take it? But my God, XANTARES, it takes 2 players pinning him down to try and keep this guy on a leash. Wicadia will pick up the trade 3-on-3 as Eternal Fire try and grind their way back into this one. They might have got a man down early. They've got this control over at ramp. Now the question becomes, what are they going to do with it?
It's a difficult mid-round for Eternal Fire. Low player, only a smoke and a Molotov, so just got to get those trades out on the lower side right now. They know the AWP could be hell, so they don't want to route that way. Kicks in great position with the door open. It makes it look like he's single, but he's hiding out back of the site, peeking early for info. That's going to mean no rotations coming in. He's on his own. They shouldn't molly this position. Kicks in. The repeat's so dangerous. He still takes one more. It's enough for Eternal Fire for an open runway to get a bomb down. But it's all about this post plant. No kit right now in overtime.
That might be a decision that Falcons really come to regret. They're on the clock now.
There it is.
Gonna go and retrieve it as Nico, but even this is wasting precious time. Grabbing that kit forces him to start running. He's got to make noise. You don't want to spend more time getting the kit than the time you save by having one. And so now, pressure's on. Info gained for Eternal Fire. They know where both these players are coming from, and Wicadia might be low on health, but my God, you wouldn't know. 4 kills as he matches up to the heat that XANTARES brought to get them into overtime.
Falcons are realizing what's going on.
Here's that util, that volley getting lobbed in by Maja. jottAA, he's been good at getting these entries. They lose XANTARES, so now someone's going to pick up the slack. And why not Wicadia? Tess says, important trade brings this back into a 2v2. Dexter now plays up in a main. Going to blow this open, try and stop that plant. Can't find it, and it's Wicadia securing the kill. Why not all of them? And as this has gone on into OT, it's no longer about XANTARES.
He's definitely had a step up. That's a huge round. 15 on the board. Can Falcons finish?
Yeah, in the same way it was worth paying attention to him at the lows, you've got to respect the build back into this game. woxic. That is a wild way to open.
It's one way to get involved.
We've been saying in this round. Instead, they are playing 2 players committed to this B site, so the top site hold comes down solely. Wait a second, woxic up through the vent. That's audacious, and it's given Nico a way in. Wicadia, last bastion of hope from main, ignites the first 2, and Wicadia putting on a show, tees up XANTARES to drag this one into another overtime.
Yard. Flashed off and back in for more. That's an ugly peek for Dexter's POV. He barely looks trained in there. No surprise that woxic, after the flash on a repeat.
Anything can happen.
Here we go, Tess says. Oh. Pulled into woxic. Nico, it's going to be hard to path deep here with Norb into these angles, so he goes back up top, looking for an A hit. Wicadia again with a back turn. He does grab his kill. They're going to spill out the hut together. Wicadia is not missing a beat as he finds all 3, nearing on 30.
Trying to minimize mistakes, crossing, XANT can't hold on.
Such a nice fake on upper. It pulls the AWP away. Suddenly there's 0 eyes outside, and even XANT's getting aggressive. Those comms must be panicked for Falcons in that round. They're all going help on A, and everyone's repositioning. Now they're diving down lower into the darkness, and eternalfire are flushing them out.
Wait, bomb's here, bomb's trapped. Both players for Falcons down at lower, and it's all Tess says. 3 kills as he's dropped that bomb. It's away from eternalfire. They had the top site, they had all the control, all the advantages, but it's Tess says being so damn good that has offered up the resistance from the Falcons. Goes back, roots for the 4th kill, and he's gonna get it on for the ace. Tess says the one-man army of the Falcons. Can he do it? Maja plays to avoid. Maja plays to put as much distance between himself and this lunatic as he can. Fast up the vent. Tess says looks for it, and Maja of all the clutches to finally come through.
They'll react the same, or if they're scarred by the previous, because eternalfire look like they want to go back for a little bit more on A. Backside nades, second exec, 2 players here.
Yeah, double pump on this. XANT imagines this is a really strong crossfire. You're going to struggle to get past it, but Wicadia makes it look easy. Nico can't hold the line. eternalfire break through, but when Tess is still alive, there is still hope for the Falcons. Waits to head up into the heavens. I've seen Dexter be betrayed by nading this smoke 1 too many times already. Instead, he's going to try and flash to tee up Tess on the heaven push. It's got to be a damn good flash. Moves in now. Tess dead on the first swing. eternalfire looking to lock in match and series point here and now. It's 1 round between another overtime or eternalfire sending Falcons out of the blast bounty.
Yeah, and we haven't seen eternalfire have a match point yet in this series. They have been from the back foot every time. They pulled it into overtime. Falcons hit 15 first. There's not even an AWP say secret picks. I don't think he's lost an entry in this part of the map yet this game. But there is no one close. Nico behind the smoke down below. XANTARES leads to Charles. These are the rounds that eternalfire were winning when they started their comeback. Maja on a solo log, back of the lobby, 4 secret, and they were contacting, they were destroying Nico in this position time after time. Can history repeat itself? Maja's got information. He's got an entry kill. And eternalfire just have to walk the walk into Tess and Nico, and they can end this game.
That's the French connection from Maja, wanting a little bit of romance, a bit of poetry to this. He wants to end it the way it all started, this 4-1 split, and already the open has been found. They're going into the 2 big boys, Nico and Tess. Tess with a phenomenal game, needs now more than ever to be that bastion of hope. It's a double up, it's a double kill, but not even that might be enough to keep Falcons in this. eternalfire 3v2, 2 kills away from this bomb burner of a series falling in their favor, locking in a spot in the LAN playoffs of Blast Bounty. It's Dexter and XANT left to try and stop them. A union that took so long to come together. It took a while to have Kixan and Dexter on the same side of the server. Can they dig deep? Can they pull back this 2-on-3? It's just the captain. It's just Maja. Knife pulled as the captains clash. Defuse being held. And Maja seals the deal with a knife. Goodbye, Falcons. And hello, Eternal Fire, as they move in to those LAN playoffs.